Hi everyone and welcome to World Mike Productions. Yes, we are doing issue number 8 of Build the Spitfire, and today we're going to be working on basically this part here that we've done in a previous issue, and we're going to be working on this part here. Now, first things first, this is going to be the details for the supercharger. A couple of announcements first of all. First things first, this little section here, as you know, when I last did this, which I can't remember when it was because I've been so busy, we was trying to get this little section into here. I need to file that down. So that is why I haven't put that in yet, because I haven't had time to do it. The next announcement is I am aware that one of the comments got jammed on the screen and was stuck there for the whole of the entire stream. So I will look at fixing that first of all. Right, so obviously these are the parts that we're going to do. I'm not going to go through and say which each piece is because that just takes too long. So they're the parts we're going to be using. So I'll pop them back up there like that, all together up like that and like that. You're going to need a pair of side cutters because obviously you're going to need to cut these out of this sprue work here. You might need a pair of tweezers, which I've got here, and you're going to need some glue. I use the Loctite glue pen because it gives a precise amount. I have got some cocktail sticks should we need the cocktail sticks. However, I don't think we probably do. Right, so first things first, we're going to move all this over to one piece because we're going to need this part here, which is 802. 802 is the supercharger backing. And as you can see on here, we've got 2 pegs, which is one there and one there. The next part you're going to need is 801. And again, that's the supercharger backing, which looks to be something like that, which is a very interesting little piece. I'm assuming that is anyway. I am a little bit intrigued. Hello, everyone. Hello to the first person watching. Mr. McDonald, how are you? So yeah, that's the little piece that we need. This is actually 803, so just bear with me while I get my box because I'm missing the front part. Great start, eh? So I'll just have a look at my little box because this is 803, that's 802. So somewhere in my box, I should have my mug. Come on, somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. Okay, right, that's fine. I'm getting it, don't worry. I got it. Yes, there we go. Lovely. I thought that looked a bit interesting. Right, so what we're going to do now that I've got 80, what's that, 2? Yeah, these are both backings. What we're now going to do is we're going to push the 2 parts together so that these pins fit into that hole there and that hole there. Now, I think what I will do, this is a technique that I found on Alex McDonald's channel, and I'm going to use the same techniques. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this little part here. This is from, obviously, another part of the Spitfire. I did go in there today, but they haven't got this week's for some reason, so it may come in tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of glue into here. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit of glue into there, like that. The next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cocktail stick and I'm going to pop a little bit of glue in there and a little bit of glue in there. Just making sure that that is the part. The reason I look at that is because it looks like it's some sort of screw part there, but that is correct. That's how they want it to go in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit, let me just push that up. I am aware, I've just put that comment on the screen. I'm aware that Sunny Stormy's comment stayed on there for the whole of the screen. It's because I forgot to take it off the thing. So let's take that off. That's a little bit too much. And we'll pop a dollop into there like that. And we'll pop, whoops. We'll pop another dollop just into there like that. Right, so now what we're going to do is join 801 onto this little section here. Okay, so we'll just take that comment down because we've seen that comment. Right, so this part here is going to face basically over to that side. So these 2 pegs here are going to literally sandwich into the 2 holes that we put there, which is very, very lovely. And that is going to sandwich there together. Now we're going to hold that in for a couple of minutes, okay? Because they want it so that this is going in a couple of minutes. So we'll just hold that in for a couple of minutes like that, and that should hold it together. A little bit cool because that's metal, which is quite lovely. So while I'm just turning the page there. So while that's setting, we'll have a look at this part here. Now this part here is 803. And as you can see, it's sort of like a little seat for this, if you like. So this is sort of like a little seat. Hello to the second person watching. Thank you for joining. And what we're going to do now is, again, we're going to apply a little bit of super glue into this little recess part here, because this part here is going to sandwich into there. Now, looking at this, there's two ways you could do it. You could pop a dollop of glue in here, or you could literally get the cocktail stick and just go round the edge there to pop a lovely bit in. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We don't want to overload it with glue, but I'm going to just literally go round the edge. It may not work, but I like to use this technique. We'll go round the edge there, and I will pop a little bit in there, but it just strengthens it a little bit more. And as you can see, you don't get much glue in these pens. That's the bit of a con, really, because you don't seem to get much in these pens, right? Because as you can see, it only really goes up to there, and then it's blocked up with plastic. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit more. I need to work quick here because the glue will set. So I'm going to pop a little bit of dollop into there like that, as if I'm making a lovely little section there. And what we're going to do, that's going to go like that. And then we're literally going to sit this into there like that. And as you can see, it's like making a jetpack for James Bond or something, isn't it? Or Mission Impossible. Look at that. It almost feels like a miniature jetpack that would go on like an Action Man or something. So we're going to hold them two parts in together there just for a little couple of minutes while we wait. Now this is quite fun because coming up in the next section, what we're going to do is, let me just pop the lid back on here. We're now going to apply this onto this section here. Now, as you can see, you've got 4 pins. Now, I'm quite aware that obviously we're missing this part here. It's not missing. I need to do some maintenance on it, but I can work around that. What I like to do is I like to work around it if I need to. So, looking at this, I'm assuming what happens, because they actually want it on this side, you've got 3 peg holes there, or 3 holes if you like, which are going to marry up with that. And I suspect we're going to use glue again. We're going to use glue again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this glue. I'm going to whack some into the hole like that. Because what that does is it just strengthens it a little bit more into that section like that. Don't need a lot, just a smidge. And this is where I need to put some more glue out. We're running out here, but I have got 2 more on standby, so hopefully they've not dried up because I haven't used them in a while. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply a little bit of dollop onto there, little smidge onto there, and then another smidge onto there. Righty-ho. And then what I'm going to do is you're literally going to sandwich this together like so. And that's going to sit into there. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, wow. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's nice being behind because you get to see what's coming up. So, yeah, that's already starting to feel heavy. Okay. Now, as you can see, I can still get to this section here. So that's fine. So that's no problem. So we're going to hold that into position. A couple more minutes there. And then we'll leave that over to one side to set. Right, so the next part is we're going to get this plastic section now. And as you can see, these are numbered. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, basically 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I wonder if it's on this section because it says A and B. So that's interesting. It can't be A and B because they're with numbers. So We've hit a problem. Let's just have a look at this. A and B. I'm a little bit stuck. Alex McDonald, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but it seems to me that it doesn't make sense here because, as you can see, they're saying to use A and B. Now, gather the fact in which we're only supplied with this part here. Right, okay, yeah, I'm talking gibberish again. Basically, it's numbered 1 to 4, but obviously, when you look at the diagram here, it's actually numbered A to D. Right, there we go. That's how we get it done. Right, so number A, which looks to be, yeah, it looks to be that little section there. Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this part here. You need the flat part and really get to the edge of that. That gives it a lovely cut. These are on the World Wayne Amazon site, which looks really, really cool because I got these from World Wayne's Emporium thing. So, yeah, that's lovely. Right, I'm not going to cut out more because what I want to do is, if I do that, I know I'm going to lose it. So, I will leave it how it is. Right, then we need B. So, we need number B here, which, looking at that, I suspect is that part there. And it is. Right, this one seems extremely fragile, so I'm going to do my best here. I don't like to go too far up. I like to give it a little bit of a pinch just near the edge of the sprue. It's quite hard to see that one, but I'm going to go for the snip there and see if... Right, so this is where we need to turn that round. That's quite a hard one. Okay. So I wonder if I can snip that there. Ooh, I haven't lost it. It's right here. Okay, we've got another comment. If I haven't replied to your comment, it's because I've not seen it yet. So the next, hi Troy, how are you doing? So Troy writes, hi Mike, and then we've got Alex McDonald, which writes sprue, even A and B. Lovely. Okay, so that's that part. So I'm assuming, because it now says to take this part here. Okay, right, so 804 apparently from frame 804, so that's off the frame 04. But I'm a little bit confused because I'm wondering what this section here is, because it can't be onto that. Okay, I'm a little bit stunned by this little section here. Unless what that means, they can't sit on... right, I think I know what that means. Yes, of course. That's what it is. It's this section here. And what's going to happen is this part here is going to feed onto that. Got ya. Right, okay, lovely. So, this is going to be a little bit tricky because can you see how tiny that is? That is really... I do love a challenge. I've got to be honest here. I do love a challenge. Just going to try and... Yeah, them pins are beautiful. So what we'll do... This is where we need to apply a little bit of glue again. I'm going to apply a little bit of glue. This is a very delicate procedure here. So literally just a smidge into that hole. I'm just literally just popping a little bit into the framework here because what I want to do is just that strengthens it a little bit more. And you want it so that this pipe is facing down. So I'm assuming that's going to go into position like that, I should imagine. If we can get that into the hole. Yeah, you felt that click. Bit nervous then because I thought I broke that part, but as you can see, that's in there absolutely fine. Right, so that's in there. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do, we're going to pop that over to one side. So we'll pop that there. Because the next part is we're going to do frame E and F. So frame E and F is this part here and this part here. So let's take that out of the silver. I love this silver. I really do like that. So let's cut that there. And we'll cut that there. Hello, we've got another comment. SPU. Oh, right, spew, yeah, or something. Troy Massey writes, A equals 1, B equals 2. Right, lovely. Okay, thanks for that. Okie doke. Right, let me just get this out. So I cut there. So I need to cut this section here now. Righty-ho. Let's put that there. Then we'll cut this. Whoops. These are absolutely gorgeous to work with, and I really do highly recommend you get them. The ones in Harsha are good, but this is a very nice side cutter. So now what we're going to do, we're now going to sandwich these two parts here together. So we're going to pop that part there. We're going to pop that part there. Now you can see again that you've got a hole just here and a hole just there. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to pick this up. We're going to pop, let me guess, a little bit of glue. I love the fact that this is all push fit and glued. You know, the idea of not using screws on this section is quite lovely, I have to say. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use the same technique that I did previously. I'm going to whack that into the little hole there, just circle it round, and that will get a little bit of glue into the base of it as well. It just gives it that bit more support and strength there. There we go. And then obviously some people like to put this into there and not put any extra onto here, but I like to, you know, it's your model and you can do it however you wish. I like to just give it a little bit extra strength there. So if we just pop a little speck just on there like that, that would be lovely jubbly, as Del Boy Trotter would say. And then what we'll do, we'll sandwich this together. And that, my friends, is going to go into that part there. Look at that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it like that, because that's not going to mark it. It's just literally holding it together as we, you know, sandwich it together. So once we've done that, that's the first page done. Now what we've got to do is cut part G. So part G looks to be, let's have a look here. So part G, I'm just going to have a look at that part there. So part G is, yeah, it's this part here. So it sort of goes down and then over to the side there. So we're going to cut part G over there. So we'll get part G out of the section here, like so. So I think the easiest option here is to cut that. Yeah, nearly cut the wrong bit off there. So it's that part there. And then it's this section just there. Right, okay. Right, so once we've done that, this part here is going to sandwich onto this little raised surface here. Whoops, I've just gone slightly off the camera here. This is what's good about having this, because I can see what's happening and I can see if I go off the camera or the mat. So this is going to, they want it facing up, so it'll face something like that. So again, we're going to get some little glue. You can test fit it even, but what I like to do is, whoops, I like to, you know, put it straight on. So for this section, I'm not going to go around the edge on this. I'm going to fill it just in this little section here. So yeah. Another announcement, this Sunday, due to popular demand, well, I say popular demand, but some people have requested that I do some diamond painting. So Sunday, I don't normally film on a Sunday, but I'm going to be starting diamond painting on an evening on Sundays at 8 o'clock. So that's going to be at 8 o'clock. Now, as you can see, that's gone on very, very nicely. And then you've got like this little kick part to the edge there. Right, lovely. So far so good. Absolutely fantastic. Now what we need to do is cut part C, which is this part here, which looks to be, C is this section just there. It's quite a chunky part there, and as you can see, that's come away of the sprue almost. So all I need to do is just give it a lovely little snip, just like that. And then obviously we need part D as well. And this is the satisfying bit, because you get rid of this lovely plastic. So we'll just give it a little bit of a pinch just there, Look, that is so satisfying, getting rid of that bit of plastic. I love recycling. So yeah, part C and part D. Very similar again, these two parts clip together, and they want it so that this part here is facing down, so it's going to go something like that. So the box will go to the adjacent side of that, and then obviously that will clip into position, something like that. So again, we're going to use our famous friend, the glue here. So a little bit glue. We'll pop that into that little smidge, like so. Whoops, I've gone off the side again. Half the time I forget the camera's there. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to pop that into there, and that will go onto there. Right, lovely. Again, very, very cool. I like these tiny bits. You know, you get to spend more time doing it rather than just have one bit. You will get issues like this, and then you'll get issues where it's, you know, a bit more of, say, for example, this part here. So you'll get all sorts. Heart shape like to go do one bit, and then they'll go back to the other bit, and then they'll go back to the other bit. Right, so once we've done that, we're then going to bring back in this section here. And now we're going to secure this part here of the supercharger. And as you can see, I'm just seeing the little pegs here. These little pegs are going to sit into these little holes here. So we've got two little holes here. Very nicely done, because this is going to, you know, it's going to make it a little bit more colourful, which is really lovely. So you've got a lovely hint of blue and black there. We're going to secure that in with a little bit of more glue. So I better get some more glue out here. This dries very quickly, but you know, you only need a smidge. And we'll pop that into this little hole here. It's nice to be working back on this, considering I've had them in a massive box for nearly about, what, the past 3 months. I'm just so busy, like I hardly get no time to do anything. But it's nice to be finally moving it along a bit. Right, so this part, just need to make sure that this is going correct. So let's have a look here. So they want that, yeah. So they wanted this little peg here. Whoops, I've gone off again. That little peg there needs to face the other side, like the other side of this. So we'll push this into here. Oh, wow. Hello, we got a comment. Hello, Amjad, how are you? So we'll just hold that there for a couple of minutes. Secure that into position. And there we go. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. It's really, really heavy. It's not that heavy, but you can feel the weight behind it. It's really nice. Really, really good. So yeah, once again, for anybody that's just joined, this section here, I'm doing some maintenance on it. That's why it's not in there at the moment. So we'll pop that there. Right, so the next section, which is step 10, we're now going to be popping the part that we did here on. Now I need to get this correct, because we've got a big part and we've got a smaller part. It is the smaller part that we're using here. And this section here is going to go the other side right around here. And that's going to go into that section there and that section there. So again, we're going to get some glue. Just take that off. We're going to get some glue. We're going to pop the hole in there. Just give it a lovely turn. But whoops, I've done it again. There we go. We're going to give another part of the hole just here. Like that. And then we're going to secure this part in. So far, this has been a really easy issue. Really, really lovely. And it's the delicate parts that really... Obviously, you can see here there's a little bit of white excess dry glue, but that's easy to get off. You will get that if you've got some leakage underneath the two parts, but that's easy to get off. A little bit of white water with a little bit of cloth will get that off nicely. So yeah, so that's that part you'd hardly recognize it would be in there because it's all black. I wouldn't, from a distance, I wouldn't notice that, but if I was to bring it closer, I would notice that. So that's really good. So we'll pop that there. So this is quite a long issue, so we're working our way through. And what we're going to do now is this is where this big part here, this is going to go onto the end part, which is it's that part there. So it's going to go into this little hole, which is just literally, if I move it up a little bit more, you can see a little hole there. Right, let me just get to that comment. I am good. Oh, that's good. And then we're going to get, what was it? A little bit of glue. Now, tomorrow we will be doing issue number 9 of the Spitfire, because obviously I am a little bit behind. So it'd be nice to get it caught up to the date. And also because I think the next issue is in the News Agents tomorrow as well. So we'll get a little bit of glue there, shove it down that hole there. Just going to get a little bit of glue. A bit more. There we go. We're going to get this. I'm going to pop a little bit onto this little peg, I think. Pop a little bit onto this little peg here. And then obviously, you know, give it a little bit more strength there. Okay, right. So we better get this in. And that, oh, nearly dropped it. That is going to go into, I think it's directional. It can only really go in the one way. So let's have a look here. Okay, right. It's not liking it. Whether it may need filing. Okay. This part doesn't seem to want to go in. I'm going to leave that part off because I think we need to do some filing to that. It does actually say that it should actually fit in angled end, apparently. So something like that. But yeah, we will figure that out. It won't go in that hole. I'll come back to that a little bit later on. So what we'll do now is we'll push that away for the minute because I need to have a double look at that. And we'll do part J. And part J is going to be, let's have a look. Part J is this little section here. Sometimes if a bit is not going in, or I like to, you know, come away from that part and then go back to it later on. So just cut that part there. Like so, and we'll pop that out of position. Now you will get a little bit of sprue edge there. I'm just going to whack the fan on because it's starting to get a little bit hot. I can see a little bit of sprue up there, so I'm just going to give that a little bit of a pinch. Get that a little bit off there. Yeah. Okay. Right. So is that part J? I'm wondering if this little part here comes off. Just double check that part J. So if I have that up that way, them two parts were there, part J, and that part there, 7. Right, I'll tell you what, I think, yeah, okay, so J must be that part there. Just have a further look. I'm just doing a double check on that part there. Part J. I think it's that part there because that looks a little bit too small for that section there. I'm just having a further another look here. I'm not convinced it's that part there. I think it's that part there. Part J. So yeah, it's that part there because these two parts were done. Yeah, okay. So this part here is part K. We'll put that to one side for the minute. We've got another comment there. Mike, Jeanette messaged me. She won't be baking tonight. It's changed to Thursday just for this week. Oh no. I was going to watch that as well. Okay, thanks for the update there, Amjad. Lovely. Right, so what I'll do is I'll cut this part here. Luckily, I noticed that before I glued that in. Like that. So we'll get this part here out like that. And this part, part J, looks to be, or seems to be, going into, let's have a look here, part J. So if that's up there like that, I'm assuming that's going to sit into that little hole. Whoops, I've come off the camera. There we go. That part there. Right. So I'm assuming a little bit of excess comes off this. I can see a little bit of excess, so I'm going to trim that off slightly. Part J, this is very... I think what it is this little tab is going to fit into that groove, so it will fit something like that, I should imagine. I get the impression, yeah, it's going into this top one, so that's going to be, again, with another little bit of glue. This time I'm going to test it first, just to make sure I'm happy with that fit. I'm not convinced. So it sits something like that. Wow. Okay, well, if that's how it goes, that's how it goes. So we'll get a little bit of glue. Just double checking this again. Let me just double check. It's definitely that hole there. Yeah. So it seems a little bit weird to me. But if that's how they want it, that is how they want it. So it sort of sits like that. I mean, it's at a slant as well. So just hold that in for a couple of minutes. So, Sunny Stormy writes, here, Mike. Hello, Sunny. How are you? How's your cats? Better late than never. You will yet. Sunny. And then we've got another one that says, hi, Amjad. So, I mean, I know the video has gone past 31 minutes, but, you know, it takes however long it takes. I quite enjoy this. So, yeah, it's gone on a little bit of a slump, but I'm assuming that's got something to do with this little pipe. So maybe that's what it is. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so now we're getting the hose. Yeah, just as I suspected, it's the hose pump. Hello? What was that? I heard something pop. So now we're getting the hose pipe, which is this section here. Now, it seems to me... Right, okay, yeah. This black part is going to fit into this little... You've got a little hole just in this part that we've just fitted, and that's going to fit like that. And then obviously one will fit round here something, and as you can see, that looks very promising, because I suspect that will go into something like that. Okay, so that's part J. Let's have a look here. I'm still not a little bit convinced. I think it goes onto this hole here, so that's where I'm going to put it. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Right. Now, the question is, I think this part comes off. I'm not sure. I don't think that comes off, you know. Right. Okay. Right. This does stay connected, but I'm assuming... I think that fits in the back of there. Right, yeah, okay. I think it fits in the back like that, and then something connects somewhere down here. Yeah. Because it definitely can't go on this side, because that side... Wow. I'm not convinced, though. That doesn't look right to me. Okay, well, we'll go for that. That's where it wants it to go, so we'll go for that. So, yeah, okay. So let's pop a little bit of glue into there. We're almost out of glue. I'm assuming it goes in there. That's the only option I can see at the moment. Still doesn't look right, you know, but I'm just going to go for it. That does not look right. I'm not convinced. I'm sorry, but I just don't think that looks right to me. But if that's how it... See, yeah, it can't go in that way because they've got it coming from the front. Okay, so I don't think that does go in that way. So let's just move that round. If that was to go... So we've got the back part there. Yeah, that comes from the front. What an extraordinary part. Right, this pipe is intriguing. Obviously it's glued there now, but I can get some substance on that to move that, to break that glue off. I don't think that's in the right position. I think it's supposed to come off here, but again, it just doesn't look right. Because if you look here, they've got this coming. The pipe comes off and it comes round the back. What an interesting part. I'm not convinced on that. I really am not convinced. It just doesn't look right. I can't see how that would go into there because there's nothing on there to secure that on. Unless it's an optical illusion. It might be an optical illusion. Okay, well, do you know what? I don't mind it like that. So, yeah, that'd be fine with me. Right, so this part here, we're going to move on now. This part here looks to be going up into a little hole somewhere down the line. Again, there's nothing for it to grip on. I can't see where this... It's, you know, the other end of this pipe doesn't have nothing on it. That does not look right. What is going on here? Okay, I'm going to move on from that because that's really... It doesn't look right. Okay. So what we're going to do... I'm now going to secure this pipe here. We've got a hole just here. What I will do, it's probably wrong, but I can get some substance, like, you know, and get that glue broken off. There is a glue remover that I can break that glue away. Worst case scenario, we may have to take this part out, try and wriggle it out, and then obviously if it snaps, there is a way that we can get to that. It might mean replacing that, but I'm not going to touch it too much because I want to try and salvage getting that out. It just, I don't like it. I don't think it's right. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I've got faulty part. It just doesn't look right. Right, so as I was saying, we're going to do this pipe here now. So this is a large hole here, and you've got a pinhole there. And then obviously you're going to put that in and glue it into position. So as you can see, this pipe in is going in really well. That will just sit like that. So at least this pipe is moving lovely. But yeah, it doesn't. I know I keep saying it, but it's bugging me why that doesn't look right. So let's get some glue. And we'll pop a little bit in there. And a little smidge. There's a tiny hole just here. Pop a little smidge. See, this is the joys about post-production, because when I finish streaming, I can then look at the part and see what's gone wrong on that section there. But we've got a little pin. Going to go in there, and we've got a little pin which is going to go in there. Lovely. Okay. Right, so while I'm holding that glue, we've got a few comments that I've left buffering on me. Okay, sorry to hear that. Bye, mate. I've got to go back to work. Okay, take care, Troy. Sunny writes, my phone needs help. I like that. My phone needs help. Have a good day, Troy. Lovely. Amjad Rafiq. I've just been watching the 90s EastEnders with my uncle, classic Peggy. Oh, you can't beat Peggy. Get out of my pub, that sort of thing. And Pat, even though I was born in 2000, yeah, I don't know if they've started to refilm yet, because they did stop filming. So maybe, you know, they might start filming. So at least that part's in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move on. We will try and figure out what on earth is going on with this pipe here in post-production. So, yeah. See, again, this pipe here, it seems to me we haven't got a hole here. This pipe has to go into something. Now, I can't see any hole. Unless it goes into that hole there. Okay, I'm going to leave that because it doesn't look right. Definitely on the right way. Yeah, I'm just checking that goes in. We've got that part, yeah. Okay, we'll leave that part now. So, obviously, I'm going to skip 13 and 14. We've done 14, which is that black pipe, because I can't get my head around that at the moment, so I'll pop that over to one side. We're now going to bring in this part here that we did in a previous issue, and this is what looks to be from issue 7, and this is where we get this lovely part here, and some other of the other parts. Part H now, apparently we need part H. Now, this is going to be tricky because part H is a very, very tiny circular bit, which is that part there. So let's just cut that off. And we'll cut the other part off. Whoops. Put that part there. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit of the... I can't lose this very small part here. It just seems a little bit more there. So I'm going to cut a little bit more because I do think we've got a little bit of excess there. Just double checking, we've got the pin there, yeah, and you've got that back. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of excess there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shave that off just like that. And I'm going to shave. There's the other part. Okay, that was just that part then. Ah, yeah, I see it. It's right there. Okay, and we're going to shave that part off there. Lovely. Right, this is going to go into the back of here. We've got a hole. We've got a little hole somewhere around here. And it looks to be going into this hole here, from what I can see. So, yeah, it's definitely that hole there. Lovely. Okay. So, again, we're going to put some glue into that hole. Put a little bit of glue into here. Now, there. Pop a little bit more. A little bit around the pin. And then, obviously, that part there will fit into connection. Okay, so I'm going to hold it there for a couple of more minutes because it's a little bit tiny one. Whoops. It's not liking it. There is the pin still on it, but it doesn't want to go in. Just have a look. Yeah, it's definitely that hole. There's no other holes here, so why won't it go in the hole? Right, I think what it needs is a little bit more of glue, so we'll pop a little bit more glue into this section here. Maybe it will go in there. It's not liking it. I'm going to apply a little bit more pressure, not too much. It could be because it's, you know, metal and plastic. Maybe it takes a little bit longer to, you know, stick. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike. Just buffering on me. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. It probably, I haven't frozen. It's just I'm getting this glue to set. So yeah, I'll hold it for another couple of minutes there. Just see how we go there. We've got one more stage to do after this. And then I will see what's going on with that pipe. So yeah, that's gone on nice. Okay, so let's pop that there for a minute. Right. Okay, so now we're going to get part K. Now that was the part that we cut off earlier on, which is this section here. Okay, so this part here. Again, I'm going to check for any excess sprue, which I can see just about there. So we'll cut that off a little bit like so. Now that part, looking at that, I've got to be careful here because that little part there looks like a little bit of excess. Right, yeah, it is excess. So what I'm going to do, it just needs to come down a smidge, like that, like so. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to need the smaller pin. Yeah, lovely. That's going to go into this section here. So we'll get another little pin. I'm going to get up off this chair. We'll pop a little bit more glue into there. No buffering here. Yeah, I mean, it could be because Sunny Stormy lives in America, so it could be that it's weather over there or something. Sometimes if the weather is really bad, it can play the Wi-Fi up badly. Whoops. So let's just pop a little bit of ribbed on. There we go, that's the part. See, again, this is quite cleverly designed because what I'm saying is this acts as like a little stand as we're gluing it in. So what we're going to do, I'm going to whack a smidge into that little hole. I don't worry about spillage because I know I can get that off. And then obviously this part here, which has got the little peg, they do want that facing up. Okay, so let's just get this in. This could be a little bit tricky. I mean, if it went in first time, that would be amazing. Yeah, that's in. We're going to hold that in for a couple of minutes while we just get that sorted. Like so. I'm going to hold it for a couple more minutes. I wonder what Jeanette's going to bake Thursday then, Amjad, because them strawberry chocolate cakes were delicious. But I've had them in Tesco, not Tesco, Asda. They're very, very nice. And the ones she did the other week were fantastic. Let's just move that over slightly. Yeah, that's gone fine. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Now, it is a shame that we've got this pipe scenario going on. Now, I'm just going to double check because it doesn't look like, I'll show you in a minute. We've got a couple of errors going on here because it doesn't look like we've, yes, I've seen the problem. Right, we've gone. Okay, yeah, we've missed out something here. Can I get to that? That's the problem. Let me just have a look here. Yes, right, okay. This could be a little bit of a tricky process here, but I'm going to try. These two little holes here in the side of this, I can't remember what it's called. Supercharger, is it? We need to cut out these parts here. You've got a very tiny clip in this sprue. Now, we need to get this out very carefully. This is absolutely tiny. So I tell you what, I'm going to snip it right as far as I can go. So we'll cut that there. See what I mean? It's fell right there. So you've got to be so careful on this part. It is so tiny. It is really, really, whoops. Wow. I don't know how I'm going to get this in, because that is, I just need to double check, because I can see a little tiny bit of sprue there. Okay, I'm going to go down a little bit. Do you know what? I can't, because, let's have a look here. Yeah. It needs to go down a smidge. There we go. Right. This is going to be tricky. So, wow. This is going to be a hard one to get in. But we can definitely try and get that in, because it goes into this little section down here in that metal pipe work. But wow, that's fine. We've got tweezers here. We can get around that. I can get into that little hole. Easy, 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 easy. Got the two little pipes there. We need to put them into that little hole there. Right. Okay. Let's go for it. I think I'll do the inner side one first, because that's going to be the easiest one and the furthest one away. So we need the fatter part at the edge. So here we go. This is going to be a little bit tricky, but once I get that in the hole, like so, right, I've got it in the hole. I'm just going to hold that for a couple of minutes. We did miss this step out. I do apologise about that. Now the trick is trying to get the tweezer out, because if it gets stuck to that pipe, could whip it out. Right, that's the first one in. Can you see that's gone in lovely? Okay, lovely. So as you can see, that's easy to work around. So we're now going to get the other one out now. Wow, so that part there is done. So we'll put that over to one side. Oh, wow. Chocolate butterfly cup. Oh, chocolate butterfly cupcakes. That sounds divine. Oh, wow. I'm a big chocoholic, so anything with chocolate in, send it my way. I'm joking, of course. But yeah, I'm quite partial to chocolate there. So let's pop that in. Right, okay. That's going to be gluing, so I'll try and get this out as quick as I can here. So let's just smidge that off there, cut that off there. I mean, I can put a little bit more glue in, that's no problem. Right, where's that gone? We've got it right there. Okay. Whoops, just gonna see. Okay, this one has cut fine. Just take that off again. Now what we need to do is try and get this in this hole again. So what I need to do is I need to pinch it near the, I need to get it near the top part here, because I need access to the bottom part. We'll slot that in. I like working with tweezers. I find it very enjoyable. I've gone in. Seems a little bit on the fat side. I'm going to hold that there for a couple of minutes. Okay. Right, lovely. Okay, so that's gone in now, as you can see. Lovely jubbly. Let's just hold that in. It's just needs straightening a little bit, but once it's in, it's in. So yeah, lovely. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's in. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. Right, so that literally wraps us up for this issue. Again, there's something going on with this. I think it needs filing down. This part here, obviously I need to do some maintenance here, because this pipe is, I can't get my head around what's going on with this pipe. And this part here fits onto, there's a little block there, which is where it fits onto. So we come to the base of it and it fits into a little block somewhere around here. So I will get that on and I'll cover it in the next video, because I need to do some maintenance with it. But yeah, I'm a little bit baffled by that. Just going to check one more time. That's very, very weird. I can't understand why that won't go in. Okay, so far, really, really good issue. I'll pop that down to one side. Obviously, I have got to do some maintenance. So just to recap, we popped these lovely silver parts in onto the engine here. Obviously, this will connect at some point, I suspect in issue 9, because we actually don't attach that yet. Obviously, I'm going to do some maintenance into this. I'll try and get that little pipe in before the next show tomorrow. Obviously, this part, it seems to me that needs to be filed down. And then obviously I need to figure out what on earth is going on with this little pipe here, because it just, as I said here, this doesn't seem, it seems to me it fits onto a pin, but this doesn't have anything in the end of it. So whether that's an error, I really don't know. But that is it for issue number 8 of Build the Spitfire. It's a shame that we couldn't get this part in, but obviously we've got the majority of it in. A lovely, lovely issue. Hope you like that video, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow night at 7:30, where we will be doing the issue number 9 of Build the Spitfire. And we'll have to wait to see what is coming up in issue number 9. So I hope you like that video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another Build the Spitfire. Take care. Bye-bye.